Hi, I'm John Montgomery. I'm a product architect here at HomeGauge, and today I'm going to walk you through the sign-up process for HomeGauge Payments. Payments is our integrated processor, which enables you to take credit and debit card payments directly through the the HomeGauge dashboard. The benefits here include the capability to release reports automatically to home buyers upon their payment, to track your payments in HomeGauge, and to offer a home buyer checkout on the home buyer dashboard. The sign up process is really simple, so I'm going to share my screen. So to start with, you'll need to sign up through our HomeGauge Payments portal. You can access that sign up form by going onto the homegauge.com website, access products, select payments, and then select the sign up now option to launch the form. Once you're on the form, you'll need to enter information about your business, the business owners, and the bank account information for the place you want your funds deposited. The business overview information is pretty standard information. You will need your EIN number or equivalent as provided by the IRS, as well as information about your business, such as the date that it was established, an estimated annual processing volume, and an estimated average transaction amount. These don't need to be exact. For ownership information, this is pretty standard information as well, just personal information related to. This is part of our security to prevent fraud and other items. If you do have multiple owners, you can add those as well. You also want to add your bank account. There are two ways to do this. You can use the Plaid extension. This is a secure form that connects your bank account login information. This is a third-party application, and it is completely secure. Or you can enter your bank account information manually if you prefer. If you do, you'll need your routing number for your bank and the bank account number, as well as a picture of a voided check uploaded to your PC to attach. Once you've completed all that information, you can access the terms and conditions. You'll need to launch both of these documents before you're able to proceed. And then you sign and submit. Upon submission, HomeGauge support will be notified, and your account will go through a brief verification with our processing partner. Once your account passes verification, this is most often within 24 hours, HomeGauge support team will contact you and enable payments on your account. Once enabled, you will be able to take credit card payments, and our support team is going to ask you to perform a test payment of a few dollars just to confirm that there are no issues. And now I'm going to show you what it looks like to take a payment on the inspector dashboard. From the inspector dashboard, I'm going to access my appointment. Select the take payment option. And enter in information for the home buyer. And once I've entered in all of this information, I've successfully completed the payment on the inspector dashboard. This is just if you, the inspector, want to take the payment, for example, over the phone or on site for the customer. The customer will also have access to a payment form on their homebuyer dashboard. The report will be released, and here you can view payment information and a copy of their receipt. And that's HomeGauge payments in a nutshell. Becca, I'll turn it over to you.
Hey everyone. Thanks, John, for that. I'm Becca. I work over in the support team, and today I'm going to go over adding your agreements, creating your services, and then scheduling your first appointment. So to kick it off, I will need to share my screen. So give me one moment to do that here. Alrighty, so as you can see, this is a new HomeGauge user. Nothing has been set up yet. To set up your agreements, what you're going to do is you will click on Appointments at the left-hand side of your screen. And then you will go down to Agreement Templates. Now, before using this feature, you have to review the terms and agree. So simply just put agree. And then you will see that you now have the option to create a new agreement. So I will go ahead and select new agreement. Now you do have a couple of options. You can create a new agreement. You can use a sample agreement, which I will be using in this demonstration. As you see, there's a couple options to choose from. So I will just select the HomeGauge agreement, or you can import a selected agreement. So I will go ahead and create agreement. You will now see that your agreement is displayed here. Now this is just a sample agreement. And then I just want to let you know that Ethan in a later session is going to be going over making edits on your agreement. So I'm not going to go too much into the agreement. I just wanted to get it set up for you guys so you can see how it flows in scheduling an appointment. So I'm going to scroll down and save the changes. Now that you have your agreement set up, we can go ahead and set up your services. So this will allow you to create appointments on your dashboard that you can later use to import into your software and start a report. So to create services, we are going to go over to the left-hand side again underneath appointments, and we will click on inspection services. And then here you are presented with a couple different options as well. We can use the default services. You can import services from your desktop software, and this is intended for users that have used the HomeGauge Classic Scheduler. Or you can start from scratch. If you're feeling optimistic and you want to create all your services from scratch, you can go ahead and do that. I will be using the default services. This is just going to be a basic point of pre-made services that you can edit or change as you wish. All right, congratulations. We have services. So now what we are going to do is we're just going to go over the services page a little bit here. So you have the option to create a new service if you want to add any services to these basic services that are given. To do that, you would simply just click on the new service button, and then the new service group button is going to create a new category, which is what these are stored in. So the complete home inspection is one service group. Scrolling down, additional services is a service group, and then discounts is going to be another service group. So that is just explaining those buttons for you. I'm going to go over how to edit a service, but the screen is going to look the same as if you were creating a new service. So to edit a service, you will just simply click on the service name, and you'll be taken to the edit service page. The first thing that is displayed here is the service name. This is going to be a required field that's going to be visible to your customer. And then you will also have a description that you can provide details of what the service is to just give a little more description to the customer You will also have an allow quantity box. This is going to give you the ability to change or price things out per room or miles, square footage. So if you do wish to have something per square footage, you can click the allow quantity, and then you would simply put, okay, so it was 100 square foot area. So you would do the quantity 100 at that single service price. Here you will have the time required. This is going to be in minutes. So for example, if you have a 3-hour service, you would set the minutes to be 180. You will have your fee that you need to enter in here, and then any sales tax that is required in your state, you would simply edit here. Your service group is what I went over before. So the categories in which your services are organized in. You want to be sure to click on it in the available box to bring it over to the selected box. So this specific service is now available because it's in the selected area. This checkbox, the show public appointments, is going to be if you want your customers to see and select this service when they are requesting an appointment. So in this case, we do. So I want to make sure that that checkbox is checked. And then right here, we are going to be able to add if any inspectors can perform or cannot perform certain services. You would simply select to move them over to can perform, and that way they are available to choose if there is someone scheduling an appointment. Now we will see that we have this sample agreement that I just created a couple minutes ago. And what you can do is you can actually tie it to a service. So anytime someone selects a service and you want an agreement to automatically be tied to that service, you can choose that option by clicking that checkbox. Once all your fields are complete, we're going to hit Save Service. And then you will see, obviously, that Rebecca Ward, that's me, I can perform this service. And you can do that to any other service. They edit all the same way simply by clicking on the name. And then we will also be able to add discounted services. So let me see here. So discounted services are if you offer a cash discount, if you offer a military discount, basically what you would do, it's going to be the same guidelines as editing or creating another service. You just want to make sure that you have the negative character in front of your fee. So this would be a $20 discount if you pay with cash. All right. So now that the services are set up and the agreement is set up, we can go ahead and turn on your scheduler. So that is going to be underneath appointments as well. And then we will simply go down to company settings and click on public appointment settings in that first box. So because this is a new account, the public appointments is disabled, but to turn on the scheduler, you will click on Enable Schedule Now. We're going to scroll down, and these are going to be the categories to help configure your scheduler and what you wish to present or not present to your customers who are looking to make appointments. So in this first box, it's going to have your scheduling configuration and your scheduling limits. Now, what this does is this allows you a little bit of cushion in case someone is trying to book an appointment last minute. You want to make sure that you're not going to be an hour away from the location that someone is trying to book. So you can set a time frame which people can book from your previous appointment. So here is where you would do that. And then the next thing that you would do is you would need to configure your appointment slots. So this is going to be your daily availability that you offer your customers. Let's see here. Okay, so this is not working. So sorry about that. I'm going to save settings. I think that was the issue. All right, configure appointment slots. Here we go. So be sure to hit save settings after you turn on enable schedule now. And then this is going to be your daily availability. So you have 3 options for each day. And then what you would simply do is put in your time to and from of a space that someone could book. Now, if you do not want to be available for a certain time, basically what you would do is just leave it blank and it won't offer that to your customer. So once all your times are in that you wish to present to your customers as options to schedule appointments, you would scroll down to the bottom and hit Save Public Scheduling Time Slots. You will now see that the time slots are saved, so we can go ahead and go back to your company settings, public appointments, and now you will see the next option is to block time slots. Now, blocking the time slots is going to be setting your preference whether you want an appointment to be blocked prior to your approval. So not blocking the time slot would be ideal in a situation where you just want to have a little more organization over your inspections. However, choosing the block time slot would allow customers to automatically block the time slot and reduce the chance of double booking. So it's completely up to you. We are going to go ahead and have the block time slot selected. The next option is going to be your services. So this is going to allow customers and agents to be able to see your services and select your services. I'm going to go ahead and turn that feature on. And then you can also select, okay, I want them to see my services, but I do not want them to see my prices. So that gives you the option right here to see the fees associated with the services. Here is going to be the option to toggle on and off if you want to allow your customers and agents to provide any more additional information on the property. So I'll go ahead and just turn that on. And then last but not least is going to be your company notification email. So if you have 2 admin that you want to make sure that they get notifications every time that an appointment is requested or scheduled, you would just simply add their names here in this time block and excuse me, not time block, but add their emails here and just separate them with a comma. All right, so that is pretty much it for setting up your scheduler. You can test your configuration and check out what the customer would see by hitting test your configuration. Here is going to be the link for your configuration. And just a little tip is it's best to use a different browser to test this because right now you are currently logged into your inspector profile. So I'm just going to go to Microsoft, paste in that link. And here is my scheduler. So this is obviously a test account, but your information would show up here on the right side. And then your customer could select per date what time frame you have selected. So you also, which is super awesome, each inspector has their own unique clickable link for the scheduler that you can share it with customers, reps, and they can click the link and schedule the appointment. You can have a pay now button directly on your website, which is very easy for customers to just schedule right directly on your website. If you have a HomeGauge account or a HomeGauge website, you can easily just email the web team at webteam@homegauge.com along with your request to just put that button to schedule right on your website and they can get that set up for you. So now that the scheduler is all set up, we are going to go ahead and save settings. And we can now move forward with scheduling your first appointment. So if you were to schedule an appointment for someone over the phone, or you have a request that came through outside of HomeGauge, what you would do is simply click on calendar. And you would click on new appointment. And then here would be the area that you can go ahead and schedule an appointment. So we would start out with the date. So we will put, let's see, today's date. And then the time frame. So we can do, let's say 12:45. And then right here, you have the option to automatically have the time variation based on the service. So remember, when we set the service to have a certain time frame, this would automatically just plug in, okay, it's a 3-hour service, so it will end at this time. Then we will plug in the address. Let's just say this one. You have the option to get a billed fax report if interested. You can put any directions that you need to remind yourself. And then right here, the report ID, I like to explain it as a link that connects everything together. So any documents that you're uploading, you want to make sure that if they are related to the same address, they have the same report ID to make sure that they're linked together when the customer views them on the dashboard. So I'm just going to leave this box selected so that it auto generates a report ID. You have the option to list a referral. You can add any comments or pet instructions. Oh, there's going to be a big German Shepherd locked in the bathroom upstairs. I need to remember that. You could put in the year built, bedrooms, square footage, who will be present, are the utilities on, and so forth. Now here is the services. So this is where you can add your services and you can choose what service you want to perform. Here at the bottom is going to be the quantity option, this box right here, as well as this. I forgot we turned it on for this one. So say it's a 4,000 square foot house. You can simply just put 4 in there so that it quantifies how much 4,000 feet would be at your fee. So we'll go ahead and just do that for this one. Now, let's just say that your payment was set up. You can request a payment to view the documents, and you can also select this option to require payment to view documents. So if you have the require payment to view documents unchecked, basically what's going to be sent out to the customer is a request for the payment, and then you would simply say, please pay in person or whatever other payment method you have. And then you would manually have to mark it as paid. So it's a lot easier to have your payment set up through HomeGauge because you can just select require payment to view document, and then your customers will get a notification saying, hey, you owe $1,300, go ahead and pay it while you're signing your agreement, and we can get that all taken care of. So I'm going to leave this checked for now. And because I set up this service to have the sample agreement always attached, I do not have to click anything. But in the case that you do not have an agreement attached to your service, all your agreements would be listed on the left-hand side underneath available. And you would simply just click on it to move over to selected. So now that agreement is selected to this appointment. Now we need to attach our customer and our real estate professional. So you have the option to create a new customer here, or if you have used the customer in the past, you can simply just add their email in here, which we don't have anyone in there. So I will create. A tip to be aware of: if a customer has an email address that is already in our system, what you can do is you can simply put their email address. And then I believe it's going to ask for the last name as well. So I'll go ahead and just put my last name in there, and I will create a new customer. And there I am. So it will let you know that there is an existing customer account that's associated with that email. So went ahead and found that in our system and added that as well. You'll also do the same exact thing for the rep. And then once you are finished, you can go ahead and schedule an appointment. Here is going to show you a preview of the agreement that we had selected. So the agreement looks great to me. I'm going to go ahead and create that agreement document. Something I do want to just touch on right here at the top. So this toggle is going to allow the real estate professionals viewing and forwarding permissions if you wish. So you can turn that on or off for this agreement. I'm going to go ahead and just leave it off, but I'll create the agreement document. And then it's going to show me my notifications that I can send out. So right now it has the customer, it has me as the inspector. And then here is where that box at the very end of setting up your scheduler configuration, any emails that you entered there would be here in this area. So you have the choice to continue without sending notifications, or you can send with notifications. So we will go ahead and do that. All right, so here is that appointment that I had scheduled. And something I did want to go over is the notifications. You do have the ability to change notifications. So prior to scheduling the appointment, you should probably do this, but the notification templates are going to be right underneath appointments, notification templates. You'll simply just click down on the notification type and you will see many options, but the ones that we are looking for scheduling appointments is going to be the public appointment requested or public appointment scheduled. Now, these are merge fields and you don't have to worry about editing those with the customer information because they will actually pull in that information for you. So the inspection date will pull in inspection time, the directions, anything that you have plugged into that appointment will be populated once the notification gets sent out to your customer. One last thing that I did want to go over here, back to the calendar view, is going to be the legend down here. So your calendar is going to show you if you have any pending appointments. So this is going to be if you set up the scheduler to block your time slots automatically. The scheduler doesn't require approval. We recommend that you do review them and make adjustments if you need, or attach any agreements that you need to attach. So they will be listed as pending. Requested is obviously going to be requested. This means that it does require an action from you to complete the request. And then you will also have the public appointment request and time off. If you have any time off, you have a dentist appointment that you need to block off so no one could, block that time, and you want your office admin who also monitors this calendar to know that you're going to be unavailable.